10 seconds remaining.
Good afternoon, and of course, welcome to the ESL 1 Katowice Open Qualifiers for the Southeast Asian region. I'm Hades, and I'm going to be your caster for the two best of threes, which we will be following on the ESL Joint Dota Red Twitch channel. And our first best of three series for the day, New Beginning versus Next Gen. So we have a bit of a mix here, at least with three new players on New Beginning. I do believe that Ling, NJ, and Net were either kicked or they left this roster, which has been replaced with X Freedom, Miracle, and I'm not sure who is Ferocious Seer. The Next Gen, a Vietnamese team, also pretty strong, but still stuck in the tier 2 status, at least in the Southeast Asian region for, I would say, a couple of years now, still struggling to break it into that tier 1 status, of course, with the greats of teams like Mineski or Fnatic. But here we are already in pretty much first phase of the draft already done. And it's nice starting the first cast of 2018 with what I hope is going to be a really strong best of 3 series. We have two best of 3s for you guys tuning in here on Twitch and of course into the TV. Don't forget to give a bit of a follow on the Twitch channel for the ESL Joint Dota Red channel. ESL 1 Katowice. It's going to be pretty hyped. We did the ESL 1 Genting qualifiers a while back. We were supposed to have it week after week, but wanted everyone to have a good holiday. But okay, here we are, New Beginning, starting out with a very interesting draft. Like, they want to end things very fast. You can see lane winning heroes in the first two picks alone, Bane and the Lycan. Still not so sure how the roles are going to be like. And I have to be very honest, from what I understand, at least from the insider's information, is that Miracle isn't playing carry for this team. Because you have KYXY, you have Yamate. Yamate has been playing mid. The last I checked, the last time I spectated New Beginning's games, I believe Miracle was playing as the 4, X Freedom on the 5. But recently, Miracle, he's been playing in the offlane role quite a bit. He's been experimenting in that role, but you never know. If Ferocious here, he could be taking up the offlane as well. You still could put Miracle into the 4. And it just goes to show that he is trying to break out of the stereotype that he can only play carry heroes. Next Gen. Well, from their heroes, I have to say, I really favor the Doom pick a lot. But I'm not so sure about the Tinker pick because one thing I have noticed, I know that Tinker, you see this hero a lot, basically in your pubs. Like the current meta, the way it's been, Tinker is everywhere. It's every game. But the biggest problem I feel about this hero is that they just, this hero just doesn't see high ground. It's just like the new SF Magic build to a certain extent. Doom is great for certain lockdown. Tusker pick comes out, so it will be the Doom off lane. Very strong laning heroes once again, placing lots of emphasis on that. And Tusk, one of my favorite roaming fours. We see this as well by Sing Sing. By New Beginning, instant Zeus counter pick. This was coming. It almost makes you wonder at this point. You pick up the Tinker so early on, and this is where you start to see like a huge difference, at least between anybody's pubs, or you're talking about even when you're playing with friends. So this is why usually a Tinker, you want to leave it kind of pretty much to the final picks, the final 2 at least if you can, or if you have last pick. So in this case, I do believe that New Beginning, they had last pick. Also, they had first pick. And anyways, for Next Gen, well, this game 1 is going to be very interesting because New Beginning, I feel like they are not necessarily on the clock. Lycan's a hero which still, I feel, is a very strong hero. It fights early on with Necro units and all. You see just tower extreme, towers really quickly. He is the solution to, like, if Next Gen are able to bring down the Lycan, you can't siege. Zeus, Nyx, and Bane just don't take towers. But interesting bans. You take out the Void, you take out the Terrorblade. There's lots of AoE heroes, lots of cleave. I'm almost surprised that heroes like Sven aren't even a factor. But then again, when you have Tinker and Sven, you kind of have a clash of conflict in terms of, a clash of interests when it comes to the farm distribution between both heroes. So Next Gen, you want to pick somebody else who can probably fight quite early on. You might see the Luna pick. You might see the Gyrocopter. It's a tough call. It's a very tough call. It's between the two picks. Of course, hello to all of you tuning in on Twitch. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all having a good start to 2018. I know I am. Finally getting my Divine rank. Road to Divine 5. Isn't that the same for all of us? I want to know how you guys do. Let me know how you guys are doing. Like, tweet me or something if you guys have. I want to know how people enjoy the new meta, at least right now. Because when you see so many Zeus, so many Storm, Tinker picks, even the SF Magic build, it brings a whole different approach, at least to the way the mid lane is. Like, you know, before Kaya even came out as an item in 7.07, you realized that mids were usually like your late game heroes. You saw Invoker, you saw Alchemist. The real carry was never really in the safe lane, it's always been down to the mid. But now it's kind of a bit of both, neither here nor there. Safe lane is just a hero who can scale really well. It's all about the flash farming heroes. Your off lane has to be someone who can pretty much just initiate lots of AoE, lots of control, or you're making sure that you're able to isolate a specific hero at every single time. And New Beginning actually go back into the DK pick. So this should be a Zeus offlane? Kind of feels like a Zeus offlane.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, DK mid, most probably a thing.
5 seconds remaining.
It's not unheard of that DK can win the Tinker in terms of CS. It's going to be a pretty static lane. At least for the first 2 levels before he gets more points into the Dragon's Blood, that's where he's most vulnerable. And I can see why you picked the DK pick for Yamate, because when you're facing against a Tusk, you know, Tinker, and if they do decide to smoke the Tusk and the Shadow Shaman, Dragon's Blood makes you extremely tanky. With a Raindrop and a 1, you're basically almost impossible to kill, but this is where you kind of see the player preference thing, at least in the Tinker build. You know, some people will be thinking, nah, good Tinkers, they just want to win the lanes. You know, you max out the laser, you max out the rocket build, the 4-4, or something like that. But this might be one of those cases where you just get 2 points in the laser with mostly into the March, I feel. Because I don't think that rockets past level 1 against the DK kind of helps you out. You probably want to get more points into the missile, so into the laser. Especially since if he's going to a range up, you want that pure damage. It's stronger. But they have a lot of counter picks. Like, think about it from New Beginning's perspective. Their draft lane is so good at being able to deal with the Tinker pick. And for next gen side, you know, you want to pick someone who can kind of siege Zeus as well. But you probably want someone who can jump. They don't have a lot of mobility. Like, if you look at next gen's heroes, it seems on paper very good for sieging. It's hard to push in, it's hard to fight into, but they don't have the strongest of initiation heroes at the moment. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I feel like the next gen's draft is kind of lacking. So they do end up going back into the Gyrocopter pick. Like I said, it's the Gyro Luna. Pretty straightforward, at least from the way you approach it. He just wants tons of AoE. And the flat cannons to help with the Necro units. Okay, on paper, I see this works out. But you need the Gyrocopter to have very, very good lane. Otherwise, Necro units and, you know, with the summons, especially if Lycan is going into that, you know... Yeah, okay, hold on. Yeah, if Lycan is going into the Helmut Dominator build with the Necro units and all, he sieges extremely quick. But hello, we have ourselves a very interesting draft. I mean, Miracle picking up the DK, does this kind of mean that Yamate is going to the offlane with the Zeus, or is this going to be a Dragon Knight in the offlane?
5 seconds remaining.
Interesting. Alright. I mean, only as when we enter into the game are we able to tell, you know, how these lanes gonna pan out. I think this should be more likely to be Miracle going into the mid lane. This is Miracle, by the way. Jabami is Miracle. Yamate going into the off lane feels more likely. Alright. Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Tuning in onto the stream here at the ESL_Joy Dota Red channel. Our first best of 3 here for the ESL Katowice Open Qualifiers New Beginning versus Next Gen. Alright, so let's see how this goes. Holy cow. There we go. Alright, fixed it. Yeah, that was that was super zoomed in. I'm not sure why. But judging from the 10 tangos on the DK, this actually looks like a DK offlane. Yama taking the tangos. This will be a DK offlane. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but alright, it's gonna be Freedom on the Bane, Yamate Zeus mid, DK Miracle offlane with Ferocious here. Should be KYXY playing on the Lycan. And yeah, not sure who this is playing on the Nyx Assassin. And on the dire side for next gen, you have Aloha playing on Doom, Dial playing on the Tinker, Smiley Face playing on the Tusk. You're gonna have ND Gyang playing on the Gyrocopter with 1414 on the Shadow Shaman. But so far, not gonna see any one-to-one rune action just yet. Don't worry, the action will come. This is C Dota. You're gonna see like fights every 30 seconds. Just give it like a couple of minutes.
The battle begins.
All right, so I don't know. I have to say that I have seen some teams run the DK offlane. It feels like a thing. Probably because against all these nuking heroes, he is that one tanky hero who can help you siege. At the same time, he can stun. Great against melee cores. I'm not so sure about his laning presence against this 1v3 matchup. I mean, on the bright side, he should be doing okay. So on paper, I can see it working out. But otherwise, for now, you're just gonna see the typical laning, just trying to basically force Aloha out of this lane. Top, Miracle's taken to hiding the trees. He must have a bit of fun with 1414. Ring around a Rosie, chasing around the trees. He actually might get gone on here. They have the shackle. The shards will keep him in place. Do they have enough damage? They have the missile coming in as well. And the Miracle will end up giving away first blood to Gyang. Not the biggest start, but okay. Over at the bottom, Aloha, he does get the creep wave pull. Gets the tango up with the branches for extra regen. Yeah, this mechanic needs enough. Somehow this needs to stop. And the only way I can ever see that the only way I can ever see this mechanic being nerfed is that if you actually let the camp, the NC, spawn straight off, when the clock stops ticking. So that at least your carry on the safe lane is able to pull the creep wave to the NC. That's the only way I can see it happening. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys saw that Fada video. He actually denied 2 range creeps with 1 creep wave pull. But so far, 1-0 next gen. Very good start already. And Yamate is getting zoned out pretty hard by this Tinker, even though the CS wise is favoring the Zeus. My brother, my man. He just doesn't want to take the laser out just yet. Taking minimal damage. If you have a haste rune at the top part of the river for the Tuskar, could think about going here into the Zeus, but he's playing in this very passive position. And you can see the Nyx is just waiting behind him in case that they do decide to jump on this Zeus. As tempting as it may seem. And Miracle on this off lane just... Well, at least he is level 2 now. He gets Dragon's Blood. And Zeus looking for another one of these wave pulls. Alright, putting him to sleep. I mean, I guess that's one way of dealing with it. That's probably why you would pick the Bane, right? So that you can sleep the Doom, take away the aggro. But Lycan, it looks like they might want to give it to him. Doggy? Nah. He knows better than that. Infernal Blade. Whew, this is a lovely spell. I can tell you first. This is a support's nightmare. You don't want to trade hits against the Doom's Infernal Blade. Alright, so Let's see. Yamate. Pretty standard items. Nothing coming up just yet. There are no stacks in the jungle. Nyx Assassin took a little trip into the enemy jungle just to make sure. It's nice to see that he actually upgraded the stick into a full-on magic wand just so that he doesn't even have to worry about a bottle just yet. And Miracle is facing some severe issues. Tuskar even taking the bounty rune. He's struggling to find any form of farm here. And alright, Aloha might actually end up dying to the wolves. Fact just needs to be careful. Actually, could have gone for that, I felt. Even chasing him out a bit. The dogs are doing quite a fair bit of damage, out to 60 HP. And now we have both supports coming to the bottom lane. Might see a tiny bit of action here, as they might even think about making a rotation straight down the middle lane. Tuskar
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
wouldn't be too bad, but the problem is this Bane sitting behind him with a double damage rune. Doesn't have the brain sap, but he is thinking about it. You can tell both teams, they kind of understand what's going on. They anticipate it, in fact. So, let's see, back to the bottom. This is where things just get quiet for a bit. You know, this is the calm before the storm. Because this is all about getting your basic levels, get your items up, you don't want to feed, and this way, being able to trade, and it's all about, this is where this game just becomes, it just becomes a timing game. Now I'm gonna pop into the Tuskar, but nah, he doesn't have enough mana for you to even kill. And still, you know, level 3 on the Doom isn't too shabby, but 14-14 coming in, gets a casual eat the shock to the Lycan. Just wants to say, or just remind him of his presence, assert dominance. You can see he's already playing into a slightly more passive position. Nyx Assassin coming in. Highly doubt that he will get for any kills here. Just getting a couple hits with Inferno Blade, but still, these Lycan wolves. And of course, you have the lovely region from Feral Impulse. Also, no, the Howl. No, it was the Feral Impulse. There we go. Lycan should be dying here. Oh, beautiful shots coming out from the Tuskar. They have the snowball as well. This should be a kill. Yep, going in for the extra damage as well from the snowball. In case you guys didn't know, yeah, snowball. Every extra person gives you extra damage. So, you know, you're thinking hashtag worth it. Big rotation, but very nicely done. And Aorus actually, say Dial. Yeah, Aorus. Dial? Yeah, Dial. Let's just call him Dial. Taking the slightly longer approach. He wants to slow this game out just a tiny bit. Going back into the Soul Ring. Now we'll start to build his way into travels. Top. Oh dear, solo kill here for Gyang as he takes out Miracle with that lovely level 6 here on the Gyrocopter. Big kill. So things not looking good for New Beginning as next generation. If you think about it, between the two team names, it's about who is the real future of Dota right here, right? You think about it from like one of those anime storylines. Who is the real future? Is it gonna be New Beginning? Because technically New Beginning and Next Gen is kind of means the same thing, right? Just saying. Man, 14-14 these supports have basically just dedicated their lives to making Miracle's life extreme hell. He has the Soul Ring, so, and level 2 Dragon Blood. It's gonna make him tanky, but still, you know, that doesn't stop the supports from just making his life the biggest hell. It's very different compared to the kind of playstyle which he was more used to back then. You know, especially when you're playing in the carry, switching to the offlane role is not the easiest transition. Have you ever tried like playing as a Bane when an enemy just first picks something like Shadow Fiend or Invoker? You make their life extreme hell with Enfeeble, and he even went for the level 2 Enfeeble. Alright, I'm interested to know the logic behind it. But 8 minutes in, only 3 kills? This is very quiet for a C game. But as I said, the calm before the storm. Tinker about to get those BOTs very soon. Alright, I hear a snowball. Alright, Yamate now with the Thunder God's Wrath also available. It has the Arcane Roots coming up. I'm not sure whether this is efficient or not, because I mean, usually if you had stacks and you leave the lane for a support to get EXP, I guess it's pretty legit. But in this case, they are edging to the middle lane. Nyx Assassin having a very quiet game as well. It's not the easiest here to gank with, especially when you're not getting any levels. And this is why you're so dependent on making sure those ganks actually pay off. It's pretty much like something like playing a Clockwork or even a Sand King to that extent. With 3-0. I mean, how you guys doing the chat? How did you guys spend 2018? Alright, I mean, like New Year's, you know? Like, I'm pretty interested to know how you guys from different cultures actually celebrate New Year. I think some people don't, obviously. Oh. Carapace, just to mess around with Tinker. But the smoke gank to the bottom lane, they are looking at KYXY, and I think he knows what's going on. He's even using the wolves to scout. He's TP'd out as well. They want to make something happen in the middle lane. They have a smoke. No Vlads though. And Gyrocopter even taken to the jungle. This is just good game sense coming up. It seems like a waste of time, but it was. This is what you call game sense. You know, when the supports are off the map for a very long time, it is possible as well that this ward scouted out of smoke. But they smoked right over here. There is no vision. Yeah, so this, I have to put that down on just the game sense. You know, when your Doom is just recklessly going under the tier 1 tower, you know that something's up. It's a good TP out. They are looking for the Gyrocopter. Yamate, he's gonna see the stack. Yeah. So this way, after seeing the lightning, they will know that with so many heroes off the map, they are hovering around the top lane. The middle lane, we're going to see some action coming in at last with Snowball and all the spells being thrown out, and down goes Nyx, squashing those bugs. And the tier 1 tower about to fall in the bottom lane. They will go for a duo tower trade actually. Tinker still needs those boots of travel. Almost there already. And we'll have it now after that wave. But the Gyrocopter lane is actually working out very nicely, I must admit. Because this is where they can start to snowball quite heavily off it. You can see he even went back into the drums. No Mask of Madness build. Like, I believe in China, for example, you start to see a bit more variation with the way Gyrocopter can skill accordingly. Like, I've seen some gyros even max out the missile and the flat cannons, just choosing not to put any points into the rocket barrage. So this way, you let your supports get the kill, but you still get some damage output out. And you're able to farm out more efficiently as well. Alright. Nyx Assassin. Oh, the Carapace. The Snowball, he tried for the save. The Shackle will get enough damage to the Nyx Assassin with the laser. They do get one kill. Looks like they might even find two. The Ether Shot comes out as well, and that's going to be 2 heroes dead. The missile is already being charged. Freedom, he is on the run. And the missiles as well. Wow, so many rockets! And they get the Serpent Wards down as well. New beginning and being destroyed by Next Generation.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Whew. Yeah, that was a rough. That was a very rough one. Might see a bit more action here onto Miracle. They are going into the Doom. They might think about it as well. Oh, but they have the Shackle. They don't need the Doom. Carapace will come out. They get a nice double stun with the Dragon's Tail as well. But the missiles will be enough to bring down Miracle. Aloha on the hunt. NJ, they want the Nyx Assassin. They have the vision, but won't be enough to bring this guy down. He had 10 stick charges anyways. And they take the tier 1 tower. 8-0. Next Gen stomping over New Beginning. A new ending, I suppose. And Jara's about to complete that Sanji. Yasha already very quick timing, 13 minutes in with the drums as well. The scale is so well. And KYXY just not able to do anything at all. He's trying to build his way towards those Necro books, but he doesn't have the level 1 even complete by 13 minutes in. Quite hard. And it's a 6,000 gold advantage flying the way of Next Generation. Alright, and you still have Doom. That's the scary part. You still have the Doom. Aloha. Oh, miracle. Oh, miracle. Oh, miracle. What can I say? Oh, can he get the deny? Okay, never mind. He was hiding in the trees. But Aloha gets himself that solo kill. And then Nyx Assassin is just, just running after him. Nothing he can do. There was no follow-up. Otherwise, he probably would have gone for that kill. And 9 and 0. A bit of a tough break. But oh, Invis Rune. I think the Nyx Assassin saw that as well. He has to know that there was somebody there. New beginning and just not finding any luck at all in the way they want to approach this game. And that's going to be the top tier one going the way to Gyeong with the Sanjin Yasha already complete. Alright, seems good. Seems good. Miracle as well, opted to go for drums, trying for that, running gung-ho approach, but it doesn't seem like it's going to work out. But now the smoke gang coming up from behind the tower. New beginning, they're going to try and make something happen here. They just pop the Lycan form with the Bane ultimate as well. Gyeong should be dead here. And they do find the first kill of the game, new beginning. I'm not sure whether we would call that overkill. It kind of feels like it, but better safe than never, especially when you're so far behind. 6,000 gold behind at 15 minutes in. Tuskar waiting inside the trees. Could think about going here onto the Lycan. He knows that he doesn't have wolf form. But if you're the Tinker, you want to complete your Kaya. Get that up. And ooh. Very sneaky kill here onto the Shadow Shaman who is farming up the Ancient. And he does get a fair chunk of gold. Top laner trying to go for the jump here. Wolves on the hunt for the Tuskar. Couldn't find KYXY. So 9-2 at 15 minutes in. Things are starting to slowly pick up. Lycan's about to hit that power spike very soon. He has the Necro Books already up. And I do believe this should be the Kaya in just a bit. If he gets a nice stack as well on the Ancient Camp. But Doom, now that he has his ultimate up, we might be seeing that pick off very soon. It feels like they should be trying for a smoke. And yep, gathering up to the tier 2 tower. This is good timing. Okay, if they can get the Lycan, that would be the best case scenario right there before he gets his wolf form up. But Bane might be the one to soak up that gank actually. They pop the jump charges. Smoke is broken. Freedom, he broke it. Doggy, you need to run, doggy. Laser missiles, everything run. He doesn't have a TP. He doesn't have a TP. Oh, he's gonna pop the wolf form, but the Doom is there with the Warrior's Punch. He's gonna get just taken out. KYXY. That's not looking very good at all. And you can tell from the way that he's gone for the 1-4-4 build. This guy, NJ, he's just placing plenty of emphasis on being able to fight, being able to scale, get as much damage output up. He's, only if you want to go for the late game do you actually ever max out Devour. And he's going to get a pipe up in good timing as well. This is good. With the Serpent Wards, they'll take a tier 2 tower. All according to the plan, 10-2. Next gen looking very strong.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And so far, new beginning, if you're them, you pretty much just want to avoid the fights. I don't know, I feel like that draft seems very awkward. Like, how would you... Yeah, you see, this is why I say it's very, very awkward. How would you ever want to try and fight here? How do you start? I guess this is one way of doing it. Tuskar, Carapace, looking for the Dragon's Tail. It will land into the Tusk. Oh no, that spell shoe soaking up a ton of damage actually. Now the Carapace. Ooh, the Blink. Nice call down out from Gyeong. Will take out the Nyx Assassin. And everyone else TP's out. And bottom lane there. Ooh, Ferocious Seer taking a ton of damage from that Doom. For your Necro unit, why not, right? Is it gonna take? Ooh, yep, it does, but still he doesn't really care. He gets a ton of gold from it. It wouldn't actually be too bad if you think about playing a right-click Doom and you actually ate one of those Lycan moves. But over the top, ooh, dial. They were picking someone out. Doesn't have any points into the sigil just yet. And if anything, if if you're next gen, you are considering playing around that Roshan pit soon. Doom is up in 15 seconds. That's when the next smoke should be coming up. He's actually going into a Shadow Blade. Alright, so they're letting the Tuskar go into the pipe. Aloha, Aloha. He's going for the Doom. He's going to use it. Oh, Lycan. Missiles coming out. Soaking up a ton. Secondary missiles fly out. The third one flies out. Pew, pew. And he has the Shrine. Oh, but the missiles take him out anyways. Putting Aloha to sleep. Oh, but here comes the rest of the party. This is where the turnaround begins. Gyang laying out the call down. Will be enough to bring down Yamate. Having a duel with 14-14, and the heat-seeking missile will take a miracle, stunning him up. There'll be 3 heroes down. Make it 4. X Freedom also going down. Double kill here for the Gyrocopter. And a huge gold swing for next gen, and they will start pushing out the bottom wave. Probably won't have enough to take high ground just yet, but they'll still be very happy to win that team fight 15-3 at 20 minutes in. Nothing looking at all. Which, nothing seems to be going the way of New Beginning. Wait, what? Oh, that's the new flat cannon icon, right? Yeah. And this Doom is very fat. I mean, net worth wise, you can see what's going on. Lycan is quite far behind. You usually want the Necro Books to be just running into these heroes at the same time, but it felt pretty obvious that the Gyrocopter pick was only inevitable. Anyways, Nyx Assassin into Blink Dagger already. Could be looking to try and set up a potential kill here. But, Doom is too fat. This is a very thick target. You don't want to try and jump this guy. You need more heroes. Maybe the Shadow Shaman? I mean, just even being here just to sap up EXP is not that bad at all. Yeah, he doesn't want to risk dishing out that damage. And now the BKB up on the Gyrocopter to follow. Level 18 on the way. Yeah, they can do Roshan if they wanted to. Pipe complete into the Tusk as well. Is that a Crimson Guard? Oh yeah, that is a Crimson Guard. So this just means that the already lacking shortage of physical damage on the side of New Beginning will start to come into play very soon. So Thunder God's Wrath coming out, New Beginning. What do you do with this draft? You actually can't do anything. And next gen well on the way to taking up a very quick game 1 at this rate. Doom has the Shadow Blade. Taking care of the creep, takes the Centaur, gets the stun. But with the Serpent Wards, they should be able to take the tier 2 like this very nicely. Miracle still pushing out the top with the DK form. Only drums. Still trying to farm out that Blink Dagger. But Gyrocopter on the way. They do get the Shackle. They get the missile. Everything comes out. Bang. Down goes the Bug. Squishing the Nyx Assassin once more. 1 and 4. It's not like he's been feeding very hardcore. Oh, here comes the Doom. Who did they get? Lycan, but... Alright, he's just going to run all the way back. That felt very forced. But they do get the tier 2 tower. And you're just starting to run out of map control if you're New Beginning. There is no map control in the first place. I don't think... Or if Net is on New Beginning anymore. From what I understand, he's no longer with the team. I'm actually not sure who the last player is. I thought it was NJ. Alright, so 16-3, 15,000 gold advantage going the way of next gen. I mean, I guess one way of pointing it out is that if you're in New Beginning, you probably haven't found a playstyle which suits the team just yet. I'm still finding Miracle on the offlane very awkward. The only time I ever saw him play offlane was when he was playing with that all Singaporean team 5 And even then, that didn't work out. Alright, so Tuskar, betting straight towards the Blink. Tinker, Ags already done, betting to BKB. I like the BKB pickup. BKB on Tinker is an item which you should always consider if you're playing into, like, you know, these Zeus respective heroes. But right now, New Beginning, they don't really know what they want to do. They pop the BKB onto the Gyrocopter. He's actually running straight away. It's not the biggest loss. I mean, New Beginning, you're kind of happy about that. The BKB on cooldown right now. They could look to take a potential team fight. It could be the signs of a comeback. You know, all these heroes are kind of edging already to the bottom lane. But Gyang doesn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't want to risk it. His teammates are nowhere near him. Think about smoke maybe. Do they have a smoke? Yeah, they want to go. They want to go. It's go time. Smoked and the top wave and middle lane are pushing in using the Thunder God's Wrath. They know exactly where next gen are, but they can't do anything about it as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's structure.
All right, nice double impale coming up. Nimbus flies out as well. Next gen, they're still getting some serious damage onto the tower. Whoa, Freedom almost dies here. Popping the Lycan form. They want to try and charge in straight to the back line. DK form coming, stunning into the call down. Gyang getting caught. The Doom used onto the Miracle. 14-14. The Shackle. They can try and isolate this Wolf. He's going to run to the shots. Nice stomps coming out. Ooh, with the lasers, they actually do bring him down. Carapace. Nice triple stun coming off the Nyx Assassin. But where's the follow-up? There is none. 3 heroes down. Double Barracks coming out from the side of New Beginning. And next gen, they will still try to chip that tier 7. The melee barracks down. Can they do it? Miracle blinking in for the stun. Ooh, looks like New Beginning. They lose that bug one more time. That was a dieback.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
And next generation are about to bring themselves to the next stage of this tournament, to the regional qualifiers. At this rate, it seems the GG will be called 26 minutes in, 20-4, and next gen are looking very strong. So it looks like we will be heading into a game 2 very shortly. I hope you guys enjoying the game so far here for the ESL Katowice Open Qualifiers. I'm Hades, enjoying the cast of you. Have any feedback, do let me know. You can follow me on my social media handles. Let's pop in here on the top right. So give it a follow if you like the cast, and we'll see you guys with game 2 very shortly. We'll be taking a quick break. See you guys soon.